E-commerce pricing strategies that can explode your revenue. If I told you that changing nothing but your prices could add thousands in profit this month, would you believe me? Becoming an expert on pricing is a superpower that will help differentiate you as an e-commerce operator. In this video, I'll show you 6 pricing strategies that can completely change how customers see your products and how much they're willing to spend. And make sure to stick around till the end, because the last strategies are ones that most merchants never even think to use. So let's dive in. First up is anchoring, and it's where most merchants see the quickest wins. Anchoring means you set a price that everything else gets measured against. Think about walking into a store. You see a $300 jacket right next to a $90 one. The $90 option doesn't feel expensive anymore. It feels like a smart choice. That's anchoring. Anchors aren't limited to product pages. They show up in categories, bundles, the checkout, and even other industry comparables. Anywhere a higher price can make the target price look more attractive. Anchoring works because context changes perception. The product didn't change, the customer's reference point did. Next is value-based pricing. This strategy flips the script. Instead of asking, what does this cost me to make? You ask, what is my customer willing to pay? Think about it. People pay more for organic produce, sustainable packaging, or premium design. The difference isn't just in cost, it's in perceived value. For example, a shopper may choose a $40 eco-friendly water bottle over a $20 plastic one because the higher price signals quality and aligns with their values. And here's why it matters. According to Harvard Business Review, improving your pricing strategy by even 1% can boost profits by more than 11%. Let's put that into perspective. If your store brings in $200,000 a year, that's 11% profit boost, adds around $22,000 in profit. Even at $50,000 in revenue, that's still an extra $5,500 without more traffic, ads, or inventory. That shows just how powerful value perception really is. The money isn't only in selling more units, it's charging closer to what your customers already believe your product is worth. It's best for brands competing on quality and longevity, often with strong guarantees. Then we have competitive pricing. This one's pretty straightforward. You look at what similar products are selling for and set your price to match, or just slightly undercut. It's the go-to strategy in crowded markets. Think basic t-shirts, phone cases, or protein supplements. Shoppers can open 3 tabs at once and compare prices instantly. And according to a 2025 e-commerce study, 94% of shoppers say cost savings are a key factor when buying online. If your pricing is off, you'll be ignored before they even read your description. It's also one of the most commonly used pricing strategies. See what other similar brands are charging and do something similar. But here's the problem. Competing only on price quickly becomes a race to the bottom. Someone will always be willing to go cheaper. And once customers see you as the cheapest option, it's hard to rebuild the perception of quality or value. There's another trap too. Undercut too aggressively, and you don't just lose margin, you send the wrong signal. Instead of looking affordable, your product looks suspiciously cheap. Customers start asking, why is this $9 when everyone else is charging $20? What corners are they cutting? That's why the smart move isn't to live in the basement, stay within the competitive range, but use other strategies to stand out. Add anchoring to frame your prices. Layer in value-based pricing to charge a little more for features customers actually care about. It's best for brands that are breaking into a new market and haven't established their identity yet. Another approach is cost plus pricing. The simplest and most traditional method. Here's how it works. First, you add up all the costs: manufacturing, packaging, shipping, payment processing, even platform fees. Then you apply a markup, say 50% or 100%, to set your final price. It's predictable and it guarantees you'll never sell at a loss. Many first-time merchants like it because the math is straightforward and you always know exactly where your margins sit. But here's the catch. Cost plus pricing ignores what customers are actually willing to pay. Your spreadsheet might tell you $15 is enough to cover costs, but if customers see $50 worth of value in the product, you just left a big pile of revenue on the table. Another drawback is that cost plus pricing fails to account for market dynamics and perceived value. It assumes that costs alone determine price, which often leads to leaving profit on the table. Think of it as a safety net. It keeps you from falling, but it doesn't lift you higher. To actually grow, you'll want to pair cost plus with value-based or anchoring strategies that reflect how customers perceive your product. This is best for brands that are selling commodity-type products that need to protect their margins in a competitive industry. Let's not forget about bundle pricing. Bundle pricing is simple. Instead of selling products one by one, you package them together at a discount. For example, one skincare item sells for $20. A 3-pack of similar or complementary items sells for $50. Most customers gravitate towards the 3-pack. Why? Because this discount feels like a win and they rationalize buying more in one shot. You sell more products and your revenue per order climbs. In fact, research shows that tiered discounts on bundles can significantly boost average order value by incentivizing customers to spend more per transaction. Bundles also cut down on shipping costs since you're packing multiple products into a single box, and they build loyalty. Customers who commit to a bundle are more likely to come back because they've stocked up and had more exposure to your products. This strategy works across almost every category: supplements, cosmetics, snacks, coffee, even apparel. It's simple and it doesn't require you to launch new products or run price sensitivity surveys. It's best suited to brands that are selling products that naturally fit together within a single purchase. Like beauty and wellness brands can fit in great with this approach. Now, let's talk about some other strategies that don't get as much attention, but can make a big difference if used at the right time. Loss leader pricing. Loss leader pricing means you intentionally sell one product at a loss to attract customers, knowing they'll likely buy more once they're in your ecosystem. Think of razor handles sold cheap so customers keep buying blades, or a coffee brand that sells its starter kit at cost but makes margin on repeat subscriptions. Here's the surprising part. One e-commerce study showed that 20% of loss leader promotion converted traffic to leads at 8.49, way above the average rate. That's proof that right loss can actually unlock massive gains. This is best for subscription-driven e-commerce brands or those with repeat purchase items like grooming, beauty supplements, or food. But here's why it gets interesting. What happens when instead of taking a loss, you launch high and work your way down? That's where price skimming comes in. Price skimming is when you launch a product at a high price and then lower it over time. It's popular with brands that thrive on status or innovation. Early adopters happily pay for exclusivity and bragging rights, and a few months later the price drops to capture more price-sensitive shoppers. It works because early adopters value being first more than they value saving money. But it's a balancing act. Drop too quickly and you risk alienating your biggest fans. It's best for innovative or eco-conscious DTC brands that rely on differentiation and strong brand storytelling. Now, what happens when you flip this strategy on its head and launch low instead? Not to signal luxury, but to flood the market and win customers fast. Penetration pricing. Penetration pricing is where you launch low to grab attention fast, then scale up once you've built loyalty. It's risky, but when it works, the payoffs can be massive. Take Dollar Shave Club. They burst onto the market with a viral $1 razor subscription. Within just 48 hours, their video campaign generated 12,000 orders before they even had real inventory in place. That low entry price was the hook that pulled people in. Once customers got a taste of the convenience and quality, many stayed, upgrading into higher price plans that delivered real profitability. This is best for new e-commerce brands breaking into crowded categories like grooming, apparel basics, or food and beverage. But here's the catch: start too low without a plan and you might train your customers to only buy from you at bargain rates. The real secret of how to do this is in the next strategy, which is tiered discounting. Shoppers love feeling like they've unlocked a better deal, and for e-commerce brands, this strategy consistently pushes up average order value. According to Genie, well-designed bundles and tiered discounts can lift AOV by as much as 30% when customers respond to higher thresholds. One e-commerce example, Pulp and Press, wellness brand, uses tiered discounting to encourage product trial and habit formation. They offer multiple pack sizes, 3-day, 5-day, 7-day cleansers with increasing discounts depending on which package the customer selects. That structure helps nudge shoppers to commit to the longer, more profitable package. It's great for brands selling consumables or fashion where upsells are natural. Here's what's interesting. What if, instead of lowering prices to push people forward, you raise prices to add prestige? Finally, premium pricing. This is when you intentionally set your product higher than the market average to signal quality, exclusivity, or luxury. Think of Apple charging more for design and ecosystem of glossier and beauty, where customers pay extra because the brand feels aspirational. Skincare and wellness brands also do this well, pricing higher to reinforce quality and effectiveness. This only works if your product and branding support it. Customers need to see the quality, feel the exclusivity, and believe it's worth the price tag. And here's why it matters. Bain & Company research shows that loyal customers don't just stick around, they spend more, upgrade more, and cost less to serve, which makes them far more profitable than the average buyers. That's the real engine behind premium pricing. You're not just attracting customers, you're cultivating loyalists who will happily pay more. This is best for brands with strong positioning around lifestyle, quality, or exclusivity, like high-end beauty, fashion, and wellness. So, putting it together, these strategies stack. Use a loss leader to drive first purchase, then upsell with tiered discounts and bundles. Launch a hero product with skimming, then transition to a competitive price and defend your margin with premium positioning. Keep value-based thinking at the core so your prices reflect what customers actually believe your product is worth. One final reminder, price testing compounds. As Harvard Business Review notes, retailers that run multiple discipline price tests almost always find improvements with a median lift of 3.2%. And the best way to run price tests on Shopify is with Shogun. Shogun A/B testing allows you to roll out tests across your storefront, including price tests. This allows you to continually test your pricing strategies and incrementally drive more profit for your brand. If you've enjoyed this video, remember to give it a like. We're going to be covering a lot of topics related to pricing strategy, and these are powerful insights. So subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell so you're always up to date when we release something new. And I'll see you in the next one.